Thanks, Candace. I'm joined here with Earl Settle. Earl, thanks for finding an opportunity to settle down and talk to me. I know you've been real busy this semester with a whole slew of organizations. The most prominent one I wanted to talk to you about was the Calliopean Society that I know you've had a really huge hand in refounding this year. Could you just, for our viewers, explain a little bit what this literary society is?
Yeah, so the Calliopean Society was a literary and debate society founded in 1840. It died out in the 1960s, and I'm currently leading a revitalization effort to get it back up again.
That's awesome. And with that whole revitalization and learning about it, if you want to briefly detail just some of the research you had to go through and your process for learning about it.
Yeah, sure. So the library has extensive records, old, large leatherback tomes that the cursive was a little hard to read at first, but I got used to it. Yeah, a lot of research done over the summer. Pretty much half my summer I spent doing that. Got a team together of people I thought that would enjoy it. And yeah, that's pretty much how it got started.
That's awesome. So are all these like texts handwritten by
Yes.
old members of the Calliopean Society from its founding? And you said 1840?
Yeah, I believe I have records from 1865 all the way to the 1960s.
That's very exciting.
Yeah.
So in reading through some of those personal memoirs, is there any like really exciting things that you picked out?
Yeah, no, so within the covers of the books, I really enjoyed seeing personal notes from old presidents, old secretaries, old critics. They often signed their Greek letters if they were part of a Greek organization. So it's like sort of like a living history.
That's really cool.
Yeah.
And now I've heard a little talk, historically, the Calliopean Society, when it was a lot bigger before, I believe. I know Greek life has had some effect in its decline, at least in the past. When it was such a huge fraternal thing on campus, that there were often pretty heated debates between Hermesian and Calliopean members.
Yes.
Is there anything you read about?
Yeah, the doors to both halls sort of open up into the same hallway. There are several records of fights breaking out between the two societies, and even one instance of a recorded duel with cavalry sabers. But
That's what people want to
yeah,
hear.
mostly they handled their disagreements with words.
Makes sense. So how, when this revitalization, how true to the historical aspect are you keeping it? Because I know when it was originally founded, it was an all-male school, and you've made this co-ed and modernized it to an extent. What have you kept from historical records, and what have you decided needed to be changed to increase longevity?
Well, yeah, obviously the co-ed aspect of that. We keep sort of a similar program. We have, a presiding officer. We run our meetings according to parliamentary procedure, Robert's rules. We still have extemporaneous speakers, orations, debates. We switch up the debate style, so it's not as true, but modern problems require modern solutions.
That makes sense. So who all has helped you along with this process, and as well as some of the, you recently took a new cohort of the first class since 63 years, I think was the...
80.
80,
like that.
Wow.
Yeah. There are 7 refounding members. We took a fall cohort, is what we're calling it, of 10. We're hoping to double our growth again this spring. People who've helped me along the way, the library staff, and our advisor for the organization, Assistant Dean Josh Von Castle.
That's awesome. Now I know historically when the Calliopean and Hermesian Society were founded, was this before Greek life was truly a thing on campus?
Yeah, so part of the reason the first iteration of Greek life, the national fraternities on campus, got shut down was that the faculty was afraid they were taking membership away from the literary societies, which ended up being a moot point when they died out. But yeah.
So are you, I suppose, the skills of the Calliopean and Hermesian Society, all that debate, is that something transferable to today, given that the popularity of them has, of course, shifted more towards Greek life and other?
Absolutely. I would say that it used to be a big fraternal aspect on campus. that just left the public speaking aspect. And, you know, in this day and age with computers, speaking face to face with people isn't necessarily something that is as, you know, needed, really. Yeah, but there is a large polarization in this country, politically, socially, and talking to people and having civil discourse was one of the chief motivations for me refounding this organization. I want to encourage that on this campus and to prepare our students to be citizens.
Well, that's awesome, and I think civil discourse is very important. Hopefully no sword fights break out in the hallway. Well, Earl, I appreciate you meeting with me. Is there any closing remarks you'd like to make about the Cali Open Society for people who might be interested to learn more? Or
yes, you can contact me if you'd like any further information. We will be having a public interest meeting in the Cali Open Hall here in Byers on February 10th. Hope to see you there, Dave.
We'll see. All right, Earl, I appreciate you. And now we're going to toss it over to Luke with the sports update.